Welcome back to Golden Squad. I'm the GM Luke, and this episode marks the start of Arc 5, the Impersonation arc. We hope you've been enjoying the show so far. Some background details that might be helpful for this arc. Just before the Comrades arc in episode 11, Callum joined the group and Theo went off on a secret mission. Once the team infiltrated the Russian super-powered headquarters, they ran into a man in a cell who gave them a premonition poem that helped them escape Russia. Also, we recorded this around the holidays, so there's a lot of talk of eggnog and Baileys and holiday cheer, so be prepared for that. I'll post some of the images of the things we were referring to in this episode, so you can check it out too on our social media. And while you're there, definitely give us a follow and share it with your friends. Enjoy.
I was just going to state, now that we're going to start this recording off this way, Happy New Year.
Oh yeah.
Happy New Year!
2024.
Okay.
In case, we're still doing this next year.
So that way we know, what day is it?
I planned on this taking a year, and it already took a year, so I'm way behind. Oh yeah, let's do introductions. So, listeners, I am Luke, the GM, DM, whatever you want to call it, in this game. Mutants and Masterminds. Today, I'm playing with these lovely people. Introducing Riff Raff Street Rat Jade, played by Kristen.
Oh yeah, that's me.
The Misunderstood Rich Boy, Zach. That's Justin.
Yo, this is Mike checking.
Is check-in
Mike.
Last name check?
Good to hear from you, Mike. Been a long time.
Yeah.
Playing the Law of Attraction Callum, Alex.
Yep. That's me.
And my favorite, Sir Edward Spencer Esquire, played by Dr. Edward Spencer III, Earl of Spensington.
Something like that.
Oh, you have favorites now. I see how it is.
It wasn't your turn to talk.
Sorry.
New year, new GM. Oh, God.
My favorite name, not my favorite person. I love you all equally.
This is the new year. It's been a while since we've gotten together. I'm going to crack a butterbeer.
Right? It has been a while.
I just wanted to say, just to vamp real quick before we really get into the weeds. I did not get eggnog once this holiday season, and it's just been a shame. Killed me.
I don't like eggnog.
Do you drink it with anything else, or is it just eggnog?
Oh, just straight eggnog. But there's like a specific brand in the stores around here, and I can't remember the name of it, but they come in these glass bottles, and they're absolutely fantastic.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about. That being said, we also didn't do eggnog this year. However, I saw that Bailey's is now doing an eggnog, which is curious.
The new sponsor of the new year, Bailey's.
Coca-Cola, you've been replaced.
Yeah, it's 17% nog. It's really good.
Just a Coke and Bailey's. I don't know if that'd go over too well.
Coke and eggnog, delicious. Oh God.
Oh man.
I actually tasked. I don't remember who I said was gonna do the sponsor, but I guess that's what it is now. Bailey's eggnog. Enjoy. Does Bailey's have a...
Brought to you by Bailey's. Why listen to this podcast sober?
Exactly. Perfect.
I
love it. Thank you, Spencer Esquire. How do you...
Edward.
Yeah, fair. Edward Esquire? Do you...
No, don't need the...
I've never met anyone who's like, I call me Esquire.
No.
Have you guys never been important enough to meet someone who says that?
It's an email signature at best.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, previously on Golden Squad, we ended the session. It was the intermission where you guys went to all the panels and came up with your catchphrases and learned a bit about the history of powers and some other
superheroes and some cool stuff.
Yeah. And then at the end, you found out that there were some people, some powered people that had been missing, including your old friend Hardware and someone you barely knew named Exchange. I think you guys asked Sonny if there was any linkage to Russia, and he wasn't able to find any. Anything you guys want to go over before we just jump in?
Did we actually decide on our catchphrases? I know we all spitballed them.
No, the crowd helped you decide.
Like spinball.
Did you spinball that?
Did you guys write it down?
Yes, we did. Okay.
I didn't write down mine.
I like we
time to hit the books.
Oh yeah, hey, there we go.
We wrote them
Just
down.
Invent It from Zach was good.
Yeah, I got it's all written down in the document. It's up here.
Yeah, no, Just Invent It was the first one. I think it got knocked down. I think it was See a Need, Fill a Need.
Mr. Bigweld.
Okay, yeah, I see it all here. Zigzag.
Look, I punch a lot of people. Jade 2023.
Look, yeah, yep.
You can try to defy the law, but you can't defy gravity. I feel like that is the exact quote from a James Bond movie.
It's a good quote. I said it.
We had a lot of quotes for the Hangman.
Yeah, he did. They didn't like him very much, or at least they didn't like his "lift it, you're gonna biff it."
Yeah. My favorite on that one's number 4. I got gifted to get lifted.
I can't believe he failed 6 times. That's great, or 5 times.
Yeah, that was good. Looks like we took quite a bit of notes actually on a bunch of stuff here.
Yeah, this is one of the longer note sessions.
So just okay, real quick. So the cliffhanger again. People with powers are going missing. Hardware and exchange have gone missing, and there's some scrutiny towards Russia.
I don't think that the full thing was. I also said that there were people that were not a part of Phi that also went missing.
Okay.
So of Phi, hardware and exchange, and there were two or three more known non-Phi members that also went missing.
I don't think you disclosed them though.
Yeah, I didn't tell you anything about who.
Okay.
Because I didn't actually have that yet. I actually prepare the intros for each of you guys every time too. I think about what I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah?
First thing I write down is like, okay, what am I going to say about... I had Jade's prepared really early because I had just redone her first session of editing, and we kept on making jokes about how she was like Aladdin. So I was like, oh, yeah, perfect.
I like it.
So you're going to hear us singing in the beginning because we kept on singing the beginning of that song.
It's hard not to once it's in your head.
Right?
Damn you, Disney.
All right, back to the story. So, exchange and hardware are missing. You return to Phi and you get the like full details. Apparently, there's a new protocol that Sunny has that had gone into place ever since Gabe's disappearance, called the Powered Preservation Protocol, that uses an advanced algorithm to determine whether or not people powered people going missing seems like too coincidental to be
Just a coincidence?
Yeah, that's the word. Too coincidental to be a coincidence. The 5th of these people going missing is what triggered the protocol to email out a list of details about the people that are going missing. So you have the details about these 5 people. So Hardware is the first one to have gone missing. He's been missing 3 weeks. A curious note here is that he actually emailed Phi, like an out of office email, 3 weeks ago, but has not been seen or heard from since. Exchange was missing about a week ago. There was no out of office email or anything like that, just didn't show up for work or anything. The 3 non-Phi power people, the timeline is a lot less clear because they're not as easy to track, but it seems as though in the last few days each of them have gone missing. So they've been missing just a few days. And I'll give you guys what the details Sunny has about the powers of the people that went missing, if you guys think that's relevant.
So
I'm writing something really quick. 1 minute.
Oh, okay. Making sure my internet just didn't cut out.
And the killer is
Cockatoo.
I actually really like these silences when I'm editing, because it's like if there's like someone talking at all, then I have to just like listen to make sure it's not something relevant. But if it's just silent, then it's really easy to edit. I can just like, skip ahead.
Oh, okay.
So, guys,
And stop talking. God,
As
why
I say,
you
the key to make this easy for Luke is we just never talk.
Hi, future Luke. Good. It's good to be here with you.
Podcast done.
Do you know how long it'll take me to get back to this? I'll be there in like next year.
And you're gonna hear it, and you're gonna put it. It's gonna give you a smile.
Put a smile on your face.
Hey, when you listen to this, future Luke, text me.
Okay, I will actually.
But don't forget to get a Bailey's first.
Yes.
Get a Bailey's with eggnog.
So the 3 people that don't work at Phi that have powers. The first one, her name is Annie Toya. She has the power to stretch her body, kind of like Mr. Fantastic. So she can like extend her arms and retract them.
Like Elastigirl.
Elastigirl is actually better.
Incredibles.
Yeah. She is the Elastigirl. The second one has a memory manipulation power. His name is Ralph Sentinel.
What was his power?
He can manipulate memories.
What was his power?
Aha!
But I love it. The last one, this is a good callback. We'll see if it's remembered because it's been a year now. But he has the power to create sheep, and his name is Hugh Gloop.
The Woolly Mammoth. That'd be a good superhero name for that guy.
Yeah. Annie Toya, Ralph Sentinel, and Hugh Gloop.
I do not remember Hugh Gloop. Yes, the power
You should. You're the only one who should.
Why do I not remember this?
When we were naming your law firm, one of the rejected names was Gloop.
I can see why it was rejected.
Yeah, it was like it's Olson, Peterson, and Gloop, and we're like, no, I don't love that.
Oh,
You don't
man.
trust the Gloop law firm.
Okay, am I understanding this right? He can create sheep.
Yes.
What?
Obviously, his superhero name should be Dolly. Somebody, please tell me you got that.
Llama.
Dolly. Nope. Dolly the sheep. Does anybody know who Dolly the sheep is?
Yeah.
The clone
first
one.
clone sheep.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. The clone
It
sheep.
took me a sec. I was like, Dolly, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Wait, so did he just instantly just pop a sheep into existence?
Yes.
What's the limitation on that power? Can he just like pop out sheep like no tomorrow, or like what?
They are living sheep, and he wants them to not.
I mean, can he just go like pop, 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 and create a
has
bunch
it-
of sheep? Or is he like, I can create one sheep and then I'm like good for a bit?
Well, he hasn't tested the upper bound of sheep creation, if that's what you're asking.
As he confirmed that he is in fact creating sheep and not just summoning a sheep from some random place on the planet.
We have not confirmed that. He
Do
could be
the
just
sheep
stealing someone
exist?
else's sheep.
Yeah, for like,
God
do
damn
they
it, I'm
exist
missing
for
another
a period
sheep.
of time?
Who keeps
Like-
taking my sheep?
So then he wouldn't be a sheep creator, he'd be a sheep portaler. He's like the ultimate shepherd.
I more than anybody else, I want to
Like
get
Jesus.
this guy back, and I want to test his best. Like, all right, let's see what happens with this.
I'm just wondering if he could like solve world hunger with sheep creation, or if he would just be shifting world hunger by like taking all the sheep out of
Taking
one.
sheep from the hungry.
Ugh.
Our last sheep, all we can do. Wait, where is it? Oh no.
You glue.
That was going to feed and clothe us. Damn you, Gloop! That was actually part of the
Oh,
joke
man.
that we made earlier. Damn you, Gloop! I think we said it was a Bond villain name.
Did we?
No, I've heard it like 2 weeks ago. You've heard it a year ago, so I guess that's why you don't remember.
Yeah.
Here's an awkward question though, because like in case we run into this guy, he can't like manifest a sheep like inside of me, can he?
Yeah, like what's the restrictions on the summoning space? How much space does a sheep require to be summoned into the world? And
I'll
does it come
say-
in like from a small orb and get bigger, or does it just like pop into existence?
Does he have to have equivalent exchange?
Yeah,
Does he have to
Where's
draw a
this pound of
circle?
flesh? Coming from.
Those details are inconclusive. You don't know whether or not he can spawn sheep inside people and explode them. If it's coming from somewhere else, if there's an equivalent sheep-shaped object somewhere else that's removed, whatever. All that is unknown. Because none of these people work at Phi, so the specifics of their powers are unknown.
Well, that's just silly.
Or terrifying?
You do have, in addition, their career choices. So, Annie Toya, the Elastigirl, is a plumber. Ralph Sentinel, the memory manipulation guy, works at a elder care facility
Oh, that's terrible.
as a doctor.
Or it's a
Okay.
good thing.
Okay. Now sounds a little better.
Yeah, elderly care facility.
Before it's just like, hey, do you remember that time you decided to leave all your possessions to me when you died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. Gloop is a farmer.
No.
No, I think his real name is Hugo Voss or whatever, like that fashion designer. He's got that wool industry on lockdown,
Wool is in.
That
And
is all I'm
always will
saying.
be. Yeah, so that's what you have on the missing people. So on to you guys. What do you want to do? Lead away wherever you want to go in this investigation.
I think I recall saying I made like a plan on how to answer.
Oh, yes.
Dealing with the recovery from all of the deepfake videos and all that stuff. I think I put together a plan on all that, but
So that we'll say that's underway now. Your plan was to, if I recall, you're going to release videos showing how digital fakes are easy and that it wasn't you because look how easy it is to fake.
But there was also like a whole like philanthropy thing and investing in, like, I think I set up like some sort of like a scholarship or a fund or something. There was something philanthropy related too. And then that was furthering the research of, I'm forgetting what technology we were furthering. Anyway.
Yeah, it was deepfake.
Well, let's circle back on that afterwards so we can bring that in next episode if we need to.
Yeah, I'll talk about how that's going.
It was a very detailed thing, and then I didn't write it down, so.
I'll listen to the recordings and see what it was.
Cool. Well, with that out of the way, guys, do we want to investigate these missing peoples?
Nope. Easy editing.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the answer is like, do we want to? No. But are we going to? Probably not either.
Can we just get a written letter to tell us to go somewhere so we can get into a fight?
Where's the quest giver? Yeah.
Matchmaker.
Yeah, where's the guy with the question mark above the head?
I'm sorry, guys, but I gotta know about this Hugh Gloop guy. Like, what's up with this power to create sheep?
It's wild.
I mean, it's something we're gonna have to find him to get the answers. You know,
Follow the sheep.
follow the sheep, follow the wool.
Yeah, it's got to leave some kind of trail.
There was an out-of-office email, though, that was left for hardware. That seems like an obvious tip to investigate. Like, he's the only one that had, like, some sort of... Do we know? Was he already, like, planning a vacation or something like that? Or was it an abrupt out-of-office email?
The email came the day before he was leaving, telling him that he would not be in for the foreseeable future starting tomorrow.
Oh.
That's okay.
Were we able to investigate that to see if, like where that email came from? Like, did the servers show, like, where the email came from?
It came from his house.
His house?
Apartment?
Has anybody been to his house?
No.
Well, that seems like a good place to start.
To the house.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's roll over to that house. Everybody suit up.
You going in costume?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Not me, I'm going as me.
yeah, your costume is you. Jade's
Nobody-
here,
I wear my emotions on my sleeves.
just like my sleeves,
I wear my sleeves on my sleeves.
just like my sleeves. So you have the landlord or whatever let you in Hardware's apartment. Everything.
Yeah, we're just letting us in, but
I was
Well, I mean,
bummed
you're-
because I wanted to break in.
I mean, we could go back. I'm cool if you want to break into some place that you could just get a key to, but if you want to,
I mean, I guess it makes sense to ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go in.
he's very trusting of people in masks. He shouldn't be.
I remember when I was young and I wore a mask everywhere.
Yeah. People in
Before we
capes
go
are
in,
better way.
we get to the door, and Callum's gonna look over at Jade and be like, "You should check for traps," and give you a wink, just so you can pick the lock yourself.
You gonna pick the lock?
Or you can
Sure.
just break in.
So
I
I feel like
could
Jade
punch
would
down
want to
the
do
door.
something nefarious.
You probably could. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe this guy has reinforced his door.
So my sleight of
I like
hand
it.
is +8. Is that what I roll for
Yes.
to pick a lock or whatever?
So the landlord guy walks you up there, and then Jade stops him from opening the door, and you're like, no.
I got this.
My turn.
Oh, I rolled an 18.
Yes. You easily pick it in like 2 seconds.
I like it.
You open
Callum
the
gives you
door.
a thumbs up.
Hardware's
take a little
just
bow.
in there saying hi. Like, what's going on, guys? So you open the door, and there's no signs of a disturbance or anything like that in his apartment. Everything seems put together. Is there anywhere specifically that you want to search?
Has there been maybe like a perception check to see if there's been any sign of like a struggle or like, like maybe something's been shuffled through? Has anyone been in the apartment, that doesn't look like just regular live-in?
This will be investigation because you don't know what you're looking for. Unless you want to look at something specific. If you have a specific, then we'll do perception. If you want to
I think it's just going to be a general like looking about to see if anything looks out of sight. Oh, sick. 3 plus 6, 9.
Everything looks about where you'd expect. His laptop is there, his work laptop. Everything seems in order. There's no messes. There's nothing like broken. You don't see anything that seems to scream like he was abducted or anything like that.
Okay, so also no signs of forced entry or things like that then. So
roll perception.
Okay.
Something specific.
That's a good start. I rolled a natural 20. And
his door is actually more reinforced than you'd expect on a typical door. He's added some customized extra locks, and all of them are intact, including the door frame.
Okay.
So there's absolutely no sign that a entry was forced, and the same is true for the windows. So there's additional locks, but no windows have been broken.
Should we check his laptop?
We should check his laptop. We should check if he has any notes that he's taken, any papers. We should just go through all his stuff.
I know that isn't Zach good at all that techie stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely do any computer-related stuff.
So you don't have to hack. You can just call because you literally work in like cybersecurity, and it's a company laptop. So you can just call your old friend Sophia and have her send you like a temporary password change thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Also, hey, Zach, can't you like see tech and stuff? Maybe see if there's any like hidden cameras.
Yeah, I can do that. What should I roll for that if I'm gonna do a quick check from my EM?
It's tied to your perception. You just can see more than normal people.
Whoop. Okay, so I got a total 18.
He does have a few devices that you don't immediately recognize. They appear to be things he's either integrated with in the past or attempted to integrate with. There's some hardware residue. I don't know what you call it. Some goo of hardware on one of them, indicating that he had previously integrated it with him.
There's a joke there. We're just going to leave it.
Yeah. There was like an EKG. There was mass spectrometry. Yeah.
Spectrometry. Yeah. A mass spectrometer.
That word.
Yeah.
Yes. Mass spectrometer.
I'm
editing this later.
One.
Mass spectrometer. Yes. That.
Spectrometer.
I want you to go back through. Yeah, whenever you try to say it, just have Justin's voice cut over.
That's gonna be great.
Mass spectrometer.
I'll edit that over my voice. I said that. That was me. He has one of those.
Do any of these devices seem like they might be used to clone sheep?
No.
Okay.
You find Project Gemini. He had it the whole time. That'd be a twist, right? Like, oh, here it is. It's right. I've been looking for this.
Oh, it's just on the coffee table in the living room. Just like, it's right there.
Yeah.
The end.
The end.
This has been great, guys.
Yeah, none of them look like they clone sheep. They aren't really sketchy in any way. Like, they're not anything that you wouldn't expect him to have access to.
Is there anything here that would be similar to what we got from the fence?
No, not really.
We got those like.
Okay. He doesn't have anything that's like special technology. It's more like things you'd find in a hospital or at a.
Oh.
Does Radio Shack still exist in this universe? Is the question.
Yes.
Fry's Electronics.
Oh my god. Buy the electronics.
Best Buy went out of business, but Fry's and yes, Radio Shack. Yeah, they really thrived.
I mean, I shop at Circuit City, dudes.
Oh god.
So yeah, there's nothing really that out of the ordinary technology wise. He doesn't have any cameras. Anything else you want to check out?
I was going to say, is there anything that's locked that needs picking?
Yeah, there was a few locks, right?
Yeah, he has lots of locks to the exterior.
Ooh,
interior.
Is there any safes?
Yeah, from the exterior to the interior. Is there any safes?
I know I failed my investigation check, but that was just like my casual look around. Now this is like
I had a good perception check. If there's a safe,
I mean, and I have really good investigation, so if we need to.
There's no safes in his apartment. You guys asked about the laptop.
We're gonna get that at 5, right? Like, we're just gonna...
I mean, yeah, okay, you can wait if you want.
Well, you don't have to. Yeah, okay. I'll call him up. We'll get the password reset and go for it.
Okay. It shows that he sent the email from that computer. It was sent like midday on a workday. You also have access to his schedule, so
yes,
you can see
that's what I want to know.
His meeting schedule for the past month. You have access to as well. He even has a personal app installed on it that tracks some of his outside of work meetings as well.
That's probably where something might be.
So there are 24 entries in the past month for meetings.
Outside of work?
No. Just work and outside of work. Total, I guess. I can break them down by category if you guys would like. Or chronologically. I don't know how you want to...
He's been gone for 3 weeks, so you're saying this is before the 3 weeks?
Correct.
Okay.
There's been a few after the 3 weeks, but he's not attended any of them, so I did not include that.
Okay.
So I guess by category. He had 4 speaking engagements where he gave a speech. 2 of them were at private companies. 2 of them were at public colleges. He had 3 science encounters, expeditions, experiments, I don't know what you want to call it, where he met up with someone looking to study his specific physiology and power set. There was 5 solo meetings that he had with like one-on-one with someone else. There was 5 outside of work meetings that he had with somebody. There was 5 group meetings and 2 reports from a rescue or public safety report that he had like saved somebody or saved property or something like that.
Callum's going to suggest to the group that we just plug Sunny in and have Sunny run through it and see if he can find any correlation
That's not
to a missing suspect.
I have another question. What does he have in the way of books in his house or anything? I mean, I know it's boring, but it's always
light reading material.
Because I can read everything so quick, so I might as well see what this guy has been reading. Probably not going to find anything, but also if he's written anything personally, that would be good. I don't even need to speed read that. I can just normal read that because it's probably not very long. So,
Dear diary.
But you can't help it because as soon as you pick it up, you just know it.
Yeah, it's true.
Books become boring to me. You find a calendar that he has. Actually, we'll say I like that idea better. The calendar that you find is actually referencing, and it gives a little bit more details about the outside of work meetings that he had and some notes that he has for like career improvement. So he has like notes from his meetings with his manager and a few notes that he received as feedback from other colleagues. And
are there any nice letters?
Like love letters?
No, like the colleagues were like, hey, you did a good job, you know?
Oh, like pray. Yeah, he definitely has that stuff. He's one of the higher ups at FI. He's like a senior manager. So he definitely has like some praise letters.
Any hate mail? Any threats?
Always. There's, yeah. But I mean, he usually doesn't get those at his house or at his apartment, but pretty much all heroes also they all have their, like, heroes breed villains, so everybody has hate mail, including you guys.
Right, we should go read some of our hate mail sometime.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's like reading internet comments, right? It's like there's always this...
That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go to 4chan and read stuff, like, straight. That's going to be your hate mail.
Perfect.
I don't like it. It's not anonymous anymore.
Right, yeah. If I read it out loud, it's not. And as far as books, he does have a few novels, but a lot of the stuff that he has is technical manuals for the various devices he's installed on his body.
Any devices that make him disappear suddenly?
Nothing that there is literature on.
Okay. It was worth checking.
So you want to plug Sunny into the list of stuff to be able to ask questions?
Yeah.
Blam. Okay, Sunny has it. How can I help, guys?
Hi, Sunny.
Oh, hi.
Sunny, we were searching Hardware's apartment, and this laptop's got a bunch of meetings on it from before he was missing. Do any of them stand out to you? Maybe people he's never met with before?
I'm checking. I'm not as fast as Sunny.
We're on dial-up right now.
6 of the meetings that he attended were first-time occurrences.
Interesting. Okay.
The speaking engagements were a regular occurrence.
Is there any meetings with anyone who has powers?
Yes. He met with Janie, Andrea, Kevin, and Janie's team, which he's a part of.
Okay. Do the speaking engagements have an attendee list for each speaking engagement? And is there a person or persons who attended every single one?
There are overlaps in attendee lists, but attendee lists are not required in these events.
Here's my thinking, is if, say, somebody was stalking him to plan an abduction, they might go scope out all of his speaking engagements, and if they had to sign in or anything like that, or either sign up in advance, their name or an alias might be on all of them.
Chronologically, he had not been at a speaking engagement for over a week before his disappearance.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, what was his last thing that he did?
His last meeting was with a scientist from Frylox.
Frylock.
What was the meeting about?
Unknown.
Master Shake.
Was it an expedition? Like, did he have to go somewhere for the meeting?
The scientist met him at Phi.
Do we have any records of him at that meeting at Phi? I'm assuming Sunny has, like, camera access to Phi headquarters.
He was seen leaving the building with the scientist soon before his disappearance and returned later that day.
So we don't think the scientist had anything to do with it.
He was seen after.
Or maybe he was cloned.
The only known ways to create a duplicate are with Project Gemini. Also, the possibility exists that a duplicate was created using shape-shifting powers.
With the video recording of them returning, can we have Sunny analyze it for any abnormalities in their behavior?
The
analyze
video
his gait, the walk, make sure he had the same stride, did he weigh the same, in the elevator going up and down?
Weigh the same. The tension on the cable in the elevator rising was 27 microns lighter right now. Yeah.
Milligrams.
So he had a really light lunch.
Right, yeah. So
took a really big poop.
Right, yeah. He took off a really large load of mass spectrometry, right? Dumped a mass.
Maybe we should go talk to the scientist.
Yeah, you have the scientist's details available to you.
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to go visit. You have his name and field of research and stuff. And I was going to say that they did not return together. It was just Hardware by himself that returned. And Sunny analyzes his gait and behaviors and predicts an 80% chance that it is him.
Sunny, we got to really work on your percentages here. 80%, that's a lot.
1 in 5 chance it's not.
Yeah. One of us could be a shapeshifter. With those
also,
odds.
The shape-shifting ability gives you like 30 deception. So it's really hard to catch someone shape-shifting. From like a distant view anyway. If you're talking with them, it's better.
So are we getting a sense that like the best thing to do, since it was like his final encounters with the scientist, is like going and speaking to the scientist, or is that like just a dead end and we're just missing something?
I can't tell you that.
Yeah, that's our job to figure that out.
I know.
Well,
no,
actually,
this is Callum. Callum is talking to the group, like, hey, how are we feeling about this?
Okay.
I think that would be the next logical step, but I feel like since there's nothing really out of place in the apartment and he was the last to see him supposedly,
it's like of these meetings, I feel like, we come in here, we see a laptop, that's the only clue or evidence we've got, and then we have all these meetings, let's go and follow up on that scientist.
Consensus, is that what you guys want to do? Anything you want to do before you leave?
Callum raises his hand.
Well, yes, I mean, have we thoroughly searched this place? I mean, is there anything we think we might have missed here?
I'm not an investigator, but I gave it my best shot. Maybe people who are better at investigation can.
I don't even remember what
take 20 on it.
I have 11 in investigation.
Oh, mine's 13. Holy fudge!
Yeah, you're the best.
Okay. I don't know if Luke will allow repeat checks though. If that's okay if he doesn't.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, you want me to check? Okay.
Callum checked, not you guys.
I rolled behind the thing. That's an 8 on the dice. So plus 13, 21.
Okay.
Do we want to just have Zach roll and give us the details for the command?
I got 22.
Upon searching a little bit closer, you do notice that There are several sets of clothes missing from his closet, just empty hangers. So it does appear that he had like packed some stuff in a hurry to go. Other than that, there's a few
not
like
abducted. You
don't find a phone or a wallet or anything like that you might expect if he was there. So some of the things
toothbrush in the bathroom?
You assume he has teeth.
I know, but is there a toothbrush in the bathroom?
Yes, there is.
Oh, okay. It's not an overnight stay then.
Okay,
well,
so
he brought clothes, but
yeah.
Unless he has a travel-sized toothbrush.
Is there a toiletry bag or?
Yeah.
I really have to consider this because I'm like, what does he?
Check the plants. Did the plants just get watered?
Does he have to get his oil changed, or does he brush his teeth? Like, wait, what level
yeah, what his hardware is
machine
like?
Is yeah.
Did he take the hairdryer?
Does he have hair? There's no toiletry bag present at his apartment.
Okay, so that would imply if he has one, he took it with him.
Absolutely.
There is a toothbrush in the bathroom. There's several sets of clothes missing. There are several things in that you would expect to see at a place that someone was at, like their phone, their wallet, like chargers, things like that are missing that you'd expect to see. But the laptop was left on at the desk in the corner of his. All right,
so my working theory at the moment, people can tell me that it's like, despite being an abduction, was what this looks like. Is that whoever he was, he went willingly with them, maybe, or like he knew the person, so he went to go meet somebody suddenly, and then that person was involved in the abduction or was bait for the abduction, something like that.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Is that maybe it was a situation where he knew he was like being hunted, and so he was trying to like get out of town. Before that,
if he knows he's being hunted and he's a Phi person, why wouldn't he just come?
Why wouldn't he go to Phi?
Yeah, I don't know if that's it. It might have been like, hey, person I trust who I've been meeting with, he gets an email from them. I need to urgently meet with you at this, city location or whatever. Come for a stay or whatever.
Meet me at this underpass.
Yeah, well, it doesn't even have to be an underpass. It could just be, meet me at my house or something like that.
Meet me in this dark alley.
Yeah, come quickly and plan to stay at least one night, and then boom, grab team.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. This guy modified his body with a bunch of stuff, right?
Right.
Does he have a GPS tracker?
Yep, that's exactly where I was going. He put a GPS tracker in himself?
He has one, but it has not returned a signal in pretty much since he's been missing.
Where was the last place that had a signal?
Yeah, what's the last place?
Okay. Oh. Interesting. So he might have turned off his own tracker then. So he didn't want anybody to know where he was going.
Or maybe someone put aluminum foil around his face.
Yeah.
Instead of like a plastic bag, like when they sneak up on somebody in a film, it's just like aluminum foil. They just wrap his face with it real quick.
The other abductees, what do we know about their timeline? Was definitely after?
Yes, weeks after.
Okay, so this guy was abducted first. If abducted or left or whatever.
But he's also highly cybernetic and maybe susceptible to be influenced with technology.
I don't know. I was also wondering if memory manipulation guy came in and hey, you're coming with me, and it's like, oh, okay, I remember you. Yes, I am.
However, he hasn't been known to go missing until just the last couple of days.
Right. Yeah, and that's why I'm not quite sure if that works, or if we say memory manipulation guy was doing it, he had his targets, he collected all his targets. Okay, I've got what I need. Now I'm going to disappear. I don't know. I don't think that's it. But it's just trying to figure out with the pieces we have what it might be.
I want to go ding dong ditch that scientist.
What? Why?
I like it.
I just want to go knock on his door.
Oh, that's not ding dong ditching.
So if you guys don't remember, Frylox, which we renamed it from Phylox, Frylox is a close partner with Phi. They provided a lot of the early lab equipment, and they're basically Phi's oldest companion company. So Phi and Frylox are actually really close company-wise.
Phi.
Yeah, I didn't do that on purpose. I generated that name, and it was like, man, it's very similar. So Frylox and Phi, buddies forever.
Are we all voting on going to see the scientist?
I think that's who I want to go talk to. That's where Callum wants to go.
What about Zach? We haven't heard from Zach.
Sure.
Okay. To Frylox. I need to think of a sound for transitions.
I feel like the intermission is all of us just sitting in this like 1980s Honda Civic, just in traffic, just slowly rolling down the road. And that's it.
Okay, so you get there. You are actually greeted by a person that three of you have met before. He's the CEO of Frylox. You met him at the party right before the bank heist that Fixer was doing. His name is Dennis Fritz. So he meets you out front and says, what can I do for you guys? What brings you to my company?
We didn't discuss this in advance. Do we tell these guys the truth or not?
Yeah, we just kind of showed up.
Oh yeah, no, I would treat this as like an actual like almost police style investigation and tell them exactly what we're like following through. Then like telling the truth to them, we can see if they're trying to hide anything from us.
Yeah, we should have brought our mind reading buddy with us.
Jeff? I mean, it's not too
Yeah.
late if you want to pull him into it.
Yeah, I think Jeff would be cool to hang out with.
Aren't these guys like probably gonna just cooperate though?
Yeah, they're like longtime allies of Phi.
Yeah, fair
Like
enough.
practically the same company, yeah.
Unless
This
this
is why I
goes
was like,
all
you
the
know,
way to the top.
So
All right, so we're-
like, is Jeff's coming? Is that the plan?
I don't know that we need him.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
No jefe.
So what do you say to Dennis? He asked, "What brings you here?"
We're following up on a missing person report, hoping that you could answer some questions for us.
Anything. What do you need?
Do you
Access to
remember
one of your scientists.
a
Is it
hero
offered
named
a
Hardware?
a hot beverage? Just kidding.
Do you have a place to sit that's comfortable?
Of course, come in.
Private.
We have a conference room, always available to anyone investigating anything from Phi. Can I get you guys anything? Would you like a beverage, a hot beverage?
Yo, we need some eggnog.
Bailey's, right? Got you. So he
He
leads
wants,
you
like,
to the
green
conference
tea.
room. No, you get Bailey's.
Oh, okay.
So he leads you to the conference room, gets you guys Bailey's, and only Bailey's. He asks, like, how can I help in this investigation? Is there anything Frylox can do?
We detail the meeting that Hardware last had and say this is our last follow-up. You know, you were the last ones to see him, hoping to speak with whoever the employee was. Like, do we know who the meeting was with specifically?
Yes. Her name is Michelle Cole. Dr. Michelle Cole. So you have the name of the person.
Okay, so we're hoping that we can speak with Miss Cole. Appears she was the last one to see Hardware alive.
Of course, I'll send her right down. Is there anything else you need from me, or would you just want to talk to her?
I think starting with her will be best.
Okay.
That's when he see him alive. That implies he's dead. We don't know that.
Definitely
She was the last one to see Hardware in the flesh, with air quotes.
flesh. Yeah.
I will take another eggnog.
All right, I'll have someone bring one right up to you. Of course, anything you need, especially when it comes to the safety of Phi, anyone at Phi, I'll definitely do everything I can to cooperate. So we'll send her down.
The scientist wasn't the one that was with him?
The scientist was. You're talking to Dennis, and he's about to send her down.
Okay.
We got the doorman. We're waiting for the scientist.
The CEO, yeah, the doorman. He leaves. Of course, they bring in more Baileys. All you want. Buy Baileys.
Bailey's by the bucket.
Yeah. And a few minutes later, Michelle Cole walks in.
Be ready to edit all this Bailey stuff out in case they send us cease and desist or
Right,
something.
yeah. I'll have that. I'll have it
Everything's
tagged.
This episode's sponsored by Coca-Cola, so.
Yeah, they might. They really might send a cease and desist. They don't give a fudge.
Remember, kids, don't mix Coke and Bailey's.
Ugh, that does sound gross, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Depends on which version of Coke you're talking about, but.
Remember, kids, don't mix soda and Bailey's.
Remember, kids, wait till you're 21.
We have fun here.
Wait until you're 21 before you do any hard drugs.
And then don't buy any. Just bum
Yeah.
off your friends.
Become a rock star, and they'll give you to them for free. They give them to you.
Honestly, you should probably wait longer until your brain is fully developed, but nobody ever
before
does
you
that.
just to destroy them all with drugs. Yeah, perfect. Wait until the brain is developed, then destroy it with drugs. Perfect.
This has been a PSA from Golden Squad.
Yes.
Brought to you by Bailey's.
We can have that like bleeped out if we right. Brought to you by mass spectrometry. Right, perfect.
Nailed it.
Brought to you by Lawsuitless.
Yeah,
We could have AI like
like AI company name.
yeah, exactly. Come up with a
Open
company
AI.
name for alcohol that's creamy.
It's gonna be AI Bailey's.
Perfect. I'll have it even be like Microsoft Sam pitching it. Brought to you by McManigans.
I just imagine Microsoft Sam sitting in the corner being like, looks like you've been struggling to write that paper. You want a shot?
That's great. Okay, so what do you want to talk to Michelle Cole about?
What were the details of your meeting with hardware? What was discussed?
We discussed the application of using his innate power for integration with technology to develop basically a stepping stone for biotechnology to develop similar ideas with other, external tools. He's been a great leap forward with research in biotechnology.
Did you know that he went missing?
No. When did that happen?
Let's roll some perception on that to see if she's being honest.
Insight is your role.
Insight.
Yes.
Damn it. All right, let me see.
I was going to say,
Okay, 18 plus 7, 25.
D20. 25. She believes she is telling the truth.
okay.
Okay. Well, it seems like he packed his bags and he left. Doesn't seem like he was kidnapped or anything, but he just sent an email that he's going to be gone, and then he was gone. He's been gone for 3 weeks.
You see her expression kind of grow worried, and she's like, we're only beginning the research. Is he going to come back? Research on hardware was pivotal to our program.
Yeah, we don't know, but what we could tell is it seems like he's been trying to integrate with various hardware. That's all we know.
Some of that was based on our research. We had him. We were paying him actually to research what he was capable of integrating with.
Okay. Do you think there was anything from your last meeting that might be telling as to him being extra excited about any ventures? Did he bring anything up?
The last meeting was actually just payment for services rendered. We'd given him a handful of things to integrate with, and for the most part, he was able to integrate with all of them. He took notes and gave that to us, and then we paid him on our last meeting. We took him out to lunch too. He just plugged into the wall the whole time. It was not a great lunch.
Yeah, guys, I don't know what else to ask then.
Callum is formulating some ideas here. And I guess it's going to be down to this question is there an Apple to this Samsung? Is there any big competitor in this space of bioengineering?
Yes. Ilox is not the only company that does this.
Okay. So that would be interesting to check out. Also, was that meeting the same day he left? Or, how close was that meeting to the day he... Wait, sorry. The meeting was the following day from his out-of-office email?
Yeah, the day before his out-of-office email was the meeting.
Well, we checked his email and stuff, though. We didn't see any meetings with other competing companies, though, did we? He did have a couple meetings with companies. They weren't, competing companies, were they?
No, there was a biotechnology symposium, I guess. I don't know what to call it, where several different companies all got to research him together. But no, he was not meeting any other companies by himself.
Because Callum thinks his abduction is more related to his ability to manipulate, his specific power. Because the other people that are interesting is, you have the mental manipulator or the memory manipulator, and you have Exchange, who can change places. And then you have a hardware, implementer. So it's like they're kind of they're all related to something bigger. Someone's trying to use their powers is what he's getting a feeling it for.
Okay, then where does Sheep Guy fit in?
Things to test on.
My favorite statement of the
testing
session.
sheets. And that could also work with Exchange. If you exchange places with something, they could put sheep everywhere they wanted, and he could change places with sheep. They'd be like his little teleporter sheep.
Pieces fitting together is my favorite part of this session. How does
this is like all the pieces are coming together now. This could be a crackpot theory, but it works for Callum because
stretchy robot sheep that can manipulate minds. Coming.
No, plan for world domination.
I think they're trying to do like mental manipulation as like, brainwashing, and that now they're like using that brainwashing to have all these other people do these things for them. That's my thought. But maybe we should go investigate other people, see when they were last seen and what's happening.
It's at this time you get a call from Jeff, and he asks if you guys can come in for a meeting.
Cool.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
Jeff, we will be there. We want some eggnog on the rocks.
All right. Yeah. Got Coke on the side, obviously.
We're going to have a really bad afternoon after all this eggnog.
All right, so meeting with Jeff, he says this should be your highest priority, specifically referring to exchange and hardware. Like, he's saying you should focus on those two. Like, definitely find the other people if you can, but you should be focusing on the other people that you work with.
Yeah.
I think Sheep Guy's the key to cracking the whole case.
You gloop.
You gloop. Okay, and then as he's dismissing you guys, he asks if Edward can stay behind and talk to him for a second.
Uh-oh, am I in trouble with the principal?
Well, he's going to read your mind, so...
Yeah, I can stick around.
He says, so I'm actually going to be doing some of my own investigation on the front of, Russia being involved in this. I wanted to know if you wanted to be a part of this. I'm going to be heading to a neutral location, and I'm talking to some of their senior directors.
Who's senior director? Russia?
Russia, yes.
Okay.
And
why are we talking with them?
We want to know if they're involved with the disappearance of exchange and hardware.
They're not just going to tell us.
It's part of the reason why I'm going in person.
Don't they know about you and your powers?
They do.
Not? Right.
But if they want goodwill between our countries, I think they'll cooperate.
Well, maybe, but this feels also like from their point of view, we know, let's say they are involved. Why wouldn't they just have a plan to prepare for this I don't know if they can block your power or trick it or something like that, but it's not like this is a surprise meeting where you can catch them off guard.
It could be useless, but it could be insightful. We won't know until we go. I'd like you to come if you feel comfortable. But
yeah, I'll go, man. I like you, but
here's the thing. I want you to keep this a secret from the rest of the crew.
Now, why is that?
Because he's morph. Oh wait, I'm not there. Sorry.
All right, Jeff. I'm gonna think of a number, and you tell me what number it is.
Roll will.
Willpower.
Yeah, will plus 20, whatever.
That's a natural 20. I roll a 20, and then an 8, and then another 20.
Do you allow him access to your mind?
I mean, yeah, I guess so, because if it was more for some other dude, I'll allow him access.
He's able to repeat the numbers that you think of, I guess.
Yeah.
He can prove that he has the mind reading power.
But just also, so he knows, Edward let him do that.
Yes. Because he also did not roll well, so...
Didn't Callum set up a series of code phrases that we would tell to each other to specifically counter this morph issue?
Well, morph takes shape. He doesn't take powers, though.
Yeah.
But if we came across like a non-powered person that couldn't prove that, they were them.
You did that about Phi. I mean, you brought up the idea with Phi to came up with code words. What was it like?
It was like remember.
Pomegranate or something. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but yeah, you did say that, and I will say he's able to do that too if there's a code word. But he wants to keep this a secret from the rest of the crew.
Can I ask you why that is?
Things like this are very delicate, and I want to know who I can trust with this matter.
Right, but I mean, I trust those guys. How come you don't want to loop them in?
Perhaps one day I want to keep the group of people in the know to just us for now. And if we feel that we can extend that circle in the future, then we'll bring them into.
Okay.
Did Edward and Jeff get so chummy?
Yeah, I don't know about this.
And because he's a mind reader, we'll do the check to see if you're going to lie to him and say yes. We'll check that, and if you're truthful, then you don't have to check it. So are you going to?
I don't know. Well, one of my problems is I don't know that Edward would take the bet that he could beat the mind reader on this, but And
he says, if you don't feel comfortable like keeping this secret, that's perfectly fine. I understand the trust in a team is important. So feel free to say no.
But you're asking me to do it anyways. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the trust in the larger organization, the larger plan is important as well. So you can choose where you put your trust. Either choice is perfectly fine. If you'd rather not keep a secret, feel free to decline. We'll just get someone else to go in your place.
No, I'll do it. So what's our backup plan? Like, is it just you and me and nobody else knows?
No, there'll be a few others joining us.
So just in case this is a trap or something like that.
Yes, we'll be bringing Janie and another of her team.
Cool.
So you're agreeing to go with him and keep this secret.
Yeah, I won't tell them what's going on. How much time do I have? When is this happening?
We're going to be leaving tomorrow, so I mean, like, it's not going to be a long trip, but it's going to be we're going to have to get on a plane.
Okay.
So it'll probably be a 2 days, maybe.
Okay.
The party.
Are you always trying to get us to Russia alone?
No, you're not going to Russia.
Oh.
Or he's not going to Russia. You're not going anywhere. To finish out the day, is there anything else you want to visit in the investigation?
We never investigated Exchange.
Yes, that's true.
Although I don't know if we even have a lead. Well, we go to wherever Exchange lives.
Exchange, he has a much smaller apartment than Hardware. He's a lower tier hero. He lives a little bit further away outside the city. You guys just want to do the same kind of plan? Just investigate this guy's house?
Yeah.
Okay. He lives in an apartment as well. It's not a house. Jade, you want to pick the lock?
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
We go and get the landlord first, though.
To make sure that it's like legit lockpicking. You're not breaking in. You're just like showing you that you can. Right?
Yeah.
I got 18 total.
Again? Okay, yeah. 2 seconds. Open.
Oh, yeah. Told you guys I could do it.
I can investigate.
Exchange's place is a lot less neat than Hardware's. He has a lot of like clothes about his apartment. There is a few things that seem a little bit odd. One of his dining room chairs is knocked over on its side. So that's a little bit odd for a place that's put together. But I mean, a place that like people don't usually leave chairs on their side. There's nothing broken, but there are things that just don't seem usual. There's food still on the table. It's molding. There's clothes on the floor, like pretty kind of everywhere. Anything specific you want to look at?
Are you just giving us like, should I roll for investigation, or are you just giving it?
Yeah, I was assuming you, because there's no time limit. So investigation, I was assuming you're going to roll investigation. If you want to actually roll and see if you can find out something specific, I will let that happen.
Oh, I don't know what specific to think of other than.
Are there any cameras?
No.
I was going to ask that. Okay.
There are no cameras inside.
And we checked out his latest work profile meetings.
There was no out of office email for him. He just didn't show up.
Yeah, but do we like the schedule that Hardware had was led us to?
Oh yeah, he had a few as well. His was not nearly as detailed.
Did he have anything in common scheduled with Hardware?
That's a good question. I like that.
Let me look at the list. There was one meeting in common, but it was a agent level meeting. So you guys were also invited to this meeting. I'm not sure if you guys went, but it was most of the like agents within Phi. So that go on.
It was like a pep rally or something.
No, it was more like a training. I don't have whether or not you guys attended or not, but they both attended as well.
Okay.
Probably not. We were off saving the world from the Russians.
I don't have time to train. I'm doing. So that was the only meeting in common that they had. Exchange and Hardware are on different teams, though, so they don't have a lot of interactions.
Okay.
On a normal day.
Did they have any meetings with the same competitive companies in the biopharmaceutical space?
No. Exchange had no meetings with biotech.
Is there any tech around the apartment? Like phone, laptop, computer?
his
Alexa.
his work laptop is there. No phone. There's consumer electronics like TV and radio and all that stuff, but nothing high tech.
Are there any special or personal files on the laptop? I'm assuming we go through the proper channels to get the keys for it.
Who's gonna search? Zach, probably.
Oh yeah. I'll do it.
Roll technology.
Okay. I got a 27.
God, no. There's nothing that is suspect. I mean, there's a few personal things, but all of it is pretty mundane.
I was gonna make a joke that like Callum searches it, but like even if I rolled a natural 20, I'm not getting anywhere close to that.
Yeah, I have a lot of technology. My EM sense. I'm just gonna see if there's any weird gadgets that hardware was interfacing with here as well.
Oh, like hardware level stuff, or hardware do?
Do I notice any thing with the EM sense?
No. His apartment is he's a little bit more slobby, but he doesn't have any like fancy mass spectrometry devices or EKGs or anything sitting around.
Okay.
It looks like he just got up and left. There's not really a sign of a struggle. There's
other than the chair that's knocked over.
Yeah, the chair knocked over kind of hints at like maybe there was something, but there's nothing broken, and it's odd to leave food on the table and just leave. So it's odd, but it doesn't feel like everything is so the way it's supposed to be. But it also doesn't scream like, hey, this person was abducted.
All right, final question from Zach. Is there any eggnog in the fridge?
No, definitely not.
All right.
Dealing with a real psycho here.
They took the eggnog.
Can I just do like just a general investigation of the whole place?
Yeah.
All right, let's try that. All right. And that is a 6 on the dice, which is for me, what am I, plus 13? 19 total.
Upon searching it, you notice that similarly to hardware, some of the clothes are missing from the closet. The chargers are missing. This time the toothbrush is gone, like he had packed a bag and left. So there's
all
like
right.
a certain...
Finally somebody who cares about dental hygiene.
Yeah, right. Hardware just gets new teeth, right? It's robot teeth. Yeah, it's like they packed a bag and left.
Can we dust for prints?
Where?
Can we like do a scan? Like in and around like the bedroom, like the dresser and like the clothing area, just to see if like was it being touched by him or did someone else pack the bags?
Wait, what is Exchange's power exactly?
He can teleport, swap places with people.
That's it. Yes, he can trade places with somebody, similar to Jade, but the target is another person.
Do we know what the distance limit of that is?
The what?
The distance limit, like how far could he go? Anywhere on Earth with a willing person or unwilling person?
No, it's similar to Jade's in that it's perception based, so it's within his sight range. I don't have a number for you,
but not like if he sees
long
them
range.
on television.
He has to be able to see. He definitely has to be able to see.
Can he do it with any living being or just people?
That was Callum's question.
Or like can he do it with sheep, for example? Yeah.
No, only people, no sheeps.
You gloop.
God damn you, gloop.
We're going for gloop next. I'm not.
Yeah, for real.
This day isn't over until I investigate Gloop's farm.
Yeah, it appears this guy packed a bag and left. It actually is a little bit similar to the way hardware did.
Yeah,
So-
Callum wants to investigate like the whole packing thing. Like I don't know if you want me to roll something specific for that, but that's kind of like Callum's vibe is like it's weird that they both packed like they were leaving.
And then didn't pack their like laptops or something like that.
Yeah,
That
the work
seems weird.
laptops didn't go. Like
Yeah,
so they left contact with work.
left in a rush.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Roll it.
Yeah, what would you like? Investigation?
No, if you're looking specifically at the like closet and dresser and stuff like that, then you can just do perception.
Perception, okay. 16.
The majority of Exchange's clothes are seem to be like strewn about his apartment. He didn't appear to like keep a tidy set of clothes in a dresser. His dresser is actually pretty empty. There's not much in it in any drawer. So it seems a bit odd. And there are 20 hangers that are empty. And then probably 10 hangers that have a few like suits and fancier clothes on them. You don't notice anything that screams this is out of the ordinary.
I think that's still Callum's gut feeling. He was 50-50 on that.
At least at Hardware's place, Hardware still had clothes in his dresser. It just felt a lot more like Hardware had clothes left and Exchange did not have clothes left in his dresser. So that seemed a little bit odd too.
All right, guys. I'm going to go check out Hugh Gloop.
Okay.
We're going Gloop hunting.
It's too late. You're going to do that tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm going to that farm.
Okay. We're going to split
we gotta
this
count sheep before we go to sleep.
First, we're going to go to Russia. Or not Russia. Near Russia. But just two of us. So you guys can talk about investigations and turn on your recording because we're going to leave, like literally. Enjoy talking about what you're going to investigate with Elastigirl, Memory Man, and Sheep Farmer.
Sheep Boy.
And me and Edward are going to go play somewhere else.
Okay, have fun playing.
Well, hold on a minute, because before we separate, I want to talk to Zach real quick.
Oh.
Zach, can I borrow something from you if you have it and not tell you why I need it?
I have as much eggnog as you need.
That's not what I need. Though, thank you. You know what? Since you're offering, I'll take a cup.
I feel like Zach is blitzed on eggnog.
I don't know if you're trying to ask for my blaster right now.
No. Well, I mean, do I have?
You have one. You have one.
Okay. Yeah, the blaster. I'm good. I'm good on the blaster. No, what I would like is like a GPS transponder that I could turn on if I needed it. Yeah, just in case.
I have those trackers. It's a part of my equipment. You can have some.
Cool.
Emergency
Just an emergency transponder just in case.
Just a big red button that says help.
Yeah, something small could fit in a pocket. That'd be perfect.
Consider it done. I'll give you 2 in case you need to leave one, and they will be tracked at all times.
Well, just tracked when I turn it on.
Well, you might need to leave one or tag someone with it. Comes in handy.
Just in case Jeff ever... I mean, I have no idea about this whole side of the thing.
Yeah. Like just when I turn it on, if that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool beans.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, where am I going?
To Russia.
And he's off.
Or being left behind. So
Oh no, this is an interesting one. I don't know how to feel about the missing people. I think they're being used in experimentation on powers.
yeah, the thing that trips me up is like, why would the sheep guy?
Yeah.
I could see like them maybe doing tests on sheep, and so they want him to create sheep or something.
Yeah, maybe they're testing his sheep specifically. Maybe they need he's an infinite meat portal. You know, he can just create meat on demand. He's feeding an army.
There you go.
Maybe they have an engine that's powered by sheep.
Sheep, beef, meat, beef, sheep, beef.
You got a beef with me, Mr. Sheep? Take it outside.
I'm not having any ahas.
I
have an ahas moments. I understand where this is going.
Yeah, where is this puzzle? What am I staring at? What do these dots connect to? Because it's very interesting.
But if it was easy,
Something, that's why it's fun.
I could definitely see memory wipe being pretty useful.
Well, it's kind of, there's 2 people that can deal with powers of the mind, and then there are 2 people that deal with powers of the body, and then Hugh Gloop, which is creation. He's like literally creating something.
Ponder. That's why these investigation ones are kind of hard, because I'm like, I don't know. Just tell me, because I don't know.
Let me roll a dice, and then the dice will tell you if you need to tell me or not.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm here for, is rolling the dice. I want to know why he wants to take him to Russia. He doesn't want us to go.
Oh no.
Feel betrayed by Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Gosh, Jeff.
Oh, this is a secret channel. I didn't know it was here.
So, you're heading to Minsk.
Yeah. Minsk, might as well be in Russia. It's in Belarus.
Close enough. A neutral location that was...
This is not neutral.
It is we'll say an embassy.
Oh, FIS has their own embassies now. Okay.
So you can feel at least a little bit of safety meeting them here, because it's on their side of things, but it is definitely a FI facility, and they stay away, at least militarily. So you arrive in Minsk. You meet with the SCS operatives, the Russian FI. It actually turns out to be the people that show up are Bonfire and Boa.
We fought them, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Specifically Bonfire.
I was gonna say, does she know it was me and one of the people that?
Yes.
Okay. So, hi. Yeah, this will be awkward.
In fact, there's a little tiff at the beginning when you guys see each other, because you guys did fight.
Oh.
Kristen busts the sheep. Okay. So there's a little a tiff in the beginning where Bonfire kind of gestures and Boa holds her back. And Jeff kind of is like, okay, everybody calm down. We know we're on different sides of this. We just need to have this conversation. And so Boa actually pulls out a phone and a speaker and dials a number. And on the speaker, you hear someone's voice. And Jeff speaks with them, and the person on the speaker identifies them as the director of SCS. So basically, Danielle's role. Jeff asks about if the SCS has anything to do with, do they have any operations going in the U.S. specifically related to Morph and Void? Because those are the two operatives known to be in the U.S.
Do I know if Jeff can read somebody's mind over the phone?
You do know that, and he cannot.
Okay. Well, Jeff, your plan is not maybe starting off so good.
He can read the mind of Boa and Bonfire, though. So if they know, he could read that. Yeah, and feel free to speak up if you wanted to. So he asks, I'd like to know more details if you guys have been running any operations with Morph and Void, specifically with Dietrich and Yuri. Have you been supporting operations within U.S. soil? The speaker returns with, I cannot confirm or deny any operations within American soil, or the existence of those operatives on American soil. Just like I'm sure you cannot confirm or deny any FI operations here. Jeff kind of postures for a sec, and he says, to prevent any kind of incident between the U.S. and Russia, we don't want an incident like what happened with Fracture. You know him as Gabe. We don't want any hostilities between our nations. We want to know if you're behind these disappearances that we've been seeing. The speaker is quiet for a second, and it says, officially, we have no response for this. But unofficially, the SES has not collected any new recruits since the accidental explosion of our facility. Jeff then goes on to say, any FI operatives that you may have, or any powered people in general that are American citizens, you have to return any of those to us. The speaker comes back and says, Russia's not going to do this without something in exchange for that. This is not a small operation we have. This is a high price, so if you want something like that, you're going to have to give us something back. One thing we've been trying to develop is our space program. So if you could share some of the science and some of the scientists that have been working on your space program, I think we would both benefit as nations. Jeff says, if you make them an offer, then they can go over. The speaker says, well, they might refuse this offer.
Well, that's what happens when you have a free country.
Jeff says, we'll make them an offer they can't refuse, but not until all powered people are returned safely. And in addition, you must cease supporting any operatives on American soil. The speaker says, I understand your meaning.
I don't like the make them an offer they can't refuse statement. Let's not do that. What did he mean by that?
Jeff shushes you.
Okay.
They discuss a little bit more at the end about how they might improve relations between their countries, but that's the gist of the call. Both have kind of offered something, but kind of not. Basically, unofficially, they can say that Russia has not taken anybody.
Again.
Yeah. They can't admit that they ever did take anybody, but they say, this time it wasn't us. Unofficially. We can't say. Officially, we definitely are not involved in anything. We never have been. Unofficially, this time it wasn't us. And then you have an extra few hours to kill before your flight back, as Jeff is getting some things in order. Is there anything you want to do in Minsk?
Well, I'll talk to Jeff and say, what the fudge was that?
Jeff says, we have to make some sacrifices.
No, we don't. What do you mean? Go on. Sorry.
They're never going to do anything that's going to cause an incident between us.
They already did. They did do that.
The important thing here is keeping our powered on our soil. They're going to offer some amount of money to these...
When you use a phrase like make them an offer they can't refuse, it's like, except or we're going to kill your family or something. You don't use phrases like that.
They're not going to kill their families. I know what they're thinking. I know how this organization operates. They're not going to threaten the families of American citizens.
Yes, Russia well known for not, making threats.
Is there anything else you want to do in Minsk before you go back?
No, nothing I can think of.
You return to your room, and there's a note under your door that says, meet me in the bar.
All right. I will head to the hotel bar and look around for anybody who might be familiar.
Am I able to discreetly send him like a bubble to kind of like near his ear to
yes,
pop so he's able to turn to like his left to like see me in the corner?
I guess I would turn in the direction of the sound.
And then you see me sitting in a chair, almost kind of like Aragorn and like the prancing pony.
I probably recognize her, I assume, and I will walk over and say hi. Yeah, so hi, Theodosia.
Hey, I've been on an interesting journey. It's been a long time. It's nice to see you, though.
Nice to see you as well.
There are a few things I need to talk to you about, and I only have a few minutes.
Well, I mean, you took a big gamble if you only had a few minutes throwing a note under my door and waiting to see if I'd show up. I might have suggested some other ways if time was important.
You have to be careful who you trust. I had a conversation recently with somebody you've heard of. He's a Russian inmate. My original task was to track him down. I don't know if you remember him, but he told me to pass along a message for you, to revisit your poetry, whatever that means.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was going to be the poet guy. It was either going to be the poet guy or the sheep guy.
The sheep guy? Who's that?
I just wanted to gauge your reaction to that, because it was...
Just be careful. Don't trust anybody. I have to go, though.
Stay safe, Theo.
Good luck to you and your team.
Thanks.
I'm gone before he even says thanks.
And she's gone.
Disappears? Like a puff of smoke?
Fiery puff. Bubbly, fiery puff. And you fly back. So we can trade back to the other channel. That's what I have.
Okay.
And then you can decide what you want to tell people, if anything.
Okay.
Hello?
Welcome back.
Did you guys have
Welcome.
decent communications about plans and stuff? Sheep? I saw the sheep. It made me laugh.
Bae.
We think the sheep reason why everything has been going disappeared.
Okay. We're skipping ahead 2 days. You didn't get a chance to investigate the farm yesterday because I can't be two places at once. But now Edward has come back from his trip.
Somewhere.
Yeah. And you guys can continue the investigation.
So sneaky.
No.
So like Friday night, Edward takes off. Callum, Jade, and Zach hit the city and we party Saturday, Sunday. And then we wake up Monday. Everyone's back in the office. And we're like, all right, time to get this investigation back underway.
But before that, I hit Sonny up and asked him to track the sheep market just so I could see if there's any trends that are,
Has there been any global increase in sheep? Yeah. What about wool, Sonny? There are no changes in the sheep or wool markets.
Not even in the sheep black market?
There's no black
sheep. The black
market.
sheep market?
There should be.
Bob Black Sheep Market?
Yeah. .ru.
What about sheep coin?
That was a bad joke.
Sheep coin.
I forgot where I was going to go now. I can't even remember.
Ah.
I'm just bad at remembering.
Oh,
right?
God.
That's my favorite reaction.
Bedtime.
Oh, right.
Monday.
I was going to have you guys like partied while Edward was gone. That was the plan?
No, I had no idea what the plan was. We didn't really talk about that.
Did you want to do that?
Because our whole team wasn't together, so we can't really like investigate without Edward.
Yeah.
Or me,
he's
because
like
I have the actual
investigator.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys just did paperwork and stuff? Trained?
Oh, we didn't do paperwork on the weekend.
Dude, we hit the town and got some eggnog.
So if you
like
did
crazy.
Are we talking eggnog or are we talking eggnog?
Eggnog.
Okay, roll fortitude then.
Done. Callum is so fortuitous.
Do we actually roll fortitude? Is that a thing? Dude,
You will this time.
I just rolled a nat 20. I'm getting some eggnog.
You got great eggnog, and it did not hang you over.
Oh, Callum did not get good eggnog.
You got
13 total.
Eggnog.
5 on the die.
Spend the next night feeling it, and I guess into work on Monday.
Wow.
I got 21.
You got 21? Nice. My total was 29 with that nat 20.
Yeah, that's
Kate can hold her liquor.
So Callum is feeling a little under the weather from this.
My 13 fortuitous. I'm really fortuitous. It's just I rolled really bad, so I bet it was like something was like, the glass I got was dirty. So,
Give me eggnog
just
in a
didn't
dirty
clean
glass.
it. Yeah, the eggnog was contaminated.
Okay,
Contaminated nog, man.
so
We'll get you every time.
where do you want to go next? You want to go to the sheep farm, I'm guessing, because
I want to go to the store and get some like Gatorade, maybe some like Pedialyte.
electrolytes.
I'm gonna look up everything I can look up about this Hugh Gloop feller.
Well, I'd like to talk to people a little bit about where I was. Not a ton.
Oh, hey, welcome back, Edward.
Hello.
You missed
So-
the party.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed about that.
I feel like Callum is like floating, like he's doing the plank, just like face down, just not staring at the world.
Edward needs to sober us up with the tales of his adventures with Jeff because we've been eggnogging too hard over here.
Yeah, well, Jeff asked me not to say where we were going, and I'm gonna respect that for now, at least. Oh, by the way, Zach, here's your trackers back. Fortunately, I didn't need these. But, yeah, so while I was where I was, I encountered our old friend Theodosia. And...
Who's that?
Oh.
That's who?
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yeah.
The fireball user. Codename Bubbles.
Codename Buzzles. That's the one. Okay, so Theodosia got my attention, and we met up and had a conversation. And she, and this, gets even more roundabout. She told me she had met our poet friend. Jade, you might remember our poet friend from Russia there. And apparently the message to us was to revisit revisit the poetry, something like that. What was it, Luke?
Yes, revisit
the
your
poetry.
Oh, the red poem.
Yeah, so I don't know what that means, but I guess we should probably read the poem again and see if there's anything that might be relevant here. I don't know.
I'm down. Let's
I'm
get it
looking
back
for the
up.
poem. I know, I'm trying to find it.
page.
Yeah. Travel
23.
down the path foretold and find your crystal friend controlled. To the place where nations die, escape the depths by taking to the sky.
Yeah.
In this world most robust, I cannot tell you who to trust, for it will turn the world to dust. You may trust the rook or knight. Use their help to win the fight. Choose to fight or choose unseen. To survive, beware the queen. She may seem the toughest of foes, but in his mind she also knows. When eyes open and chapters close, we'll find out who are friends and who are foes. You will hear from me again. To know these words entombs my end. P.S. Be aware before opening things of red. You could wind up noticed, caught, or dead. P.P.S. Eggnog is a shiz.
Baileys. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I'm just dying with this GIF image here in the chat.
Yeah, me too. I'm
This
gonna
is the
post that.
eggnog pouring on Santa for those who can't see the beauty that this is.
So good.
It is like gallons of eggnog pouring onto Santa.
Yeah, it's like that. There's a music video where that's just water, but
When I
not
post
water.
this session, I will post that GIF too.
That explains Zach for this entire episode. Okay, so we have revisited this poem.
Yeah. I don't know if it helped a ton.
Find your crystal friend controlled.
So that was from when we were trying to find this Gabe, right? So
Gabe,
Crystal,
yeah.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of that was relevant to that. And I don't know if it's supposed to be relevant twice or if there's like the... Did we ever go through the trusting of the rook or the knight or being aware of a queen?
I feel like those were the Russians that we were talking about, like who could help us. Because I feel like we wrote down who we thought was who, or maybe we didn't. Maybe that was all in my head.
I don't know who the queen was. I just remember Callum like throwing a bomb out the window.
Oh, he didn't know it was a bomb. It was the safe.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Driver Dale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I don't know about connecting the dots with the queen. I don't remember there being a power, like a female figure. I mean, we talked to Putin, and then
they had their powers. They're powered people.
There was the one powered woman.
The Thekla, Orvla, like the Boa, Void, Morph, Mirage, Mountain, Perilous, and Persist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bonfire.
I don't think we were acquainted with them enough for me to connect the dot, though, as like one of them was a queen, but yeah. We ended up fighting them, too.
We did fight them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anastasia, Persist, was the one that dies and comes back.
That's right.
Did she die?
Yes.
She did. Yes.
Wait, why did this poem come up again, exactly?
Theodosia said she encountered the poet, the person there, and passed a message along to me to say that we should revisit the poem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there is a part of the poem, from my reading of that statement, that has yet to come to fruition, and we need to be aware of it, or the whole thing itself could somehow be relevant again. I think it's more the first one, where there's another part here that's coming up, but that's why I'm asking, like, did we deal with the Queen Rook Knight part, or has that part not come up yet? So,
is there anything that correlates with red with what we've been investigating? Sunny, go.
There's several instances of the word red.
Okay.
Do they have any correlation to any meetings that Hardware and Exchange both had?
No.
Did both of them have something that contained red, but maybe they didn't share it?
There's nothing of significant enough influence to match between the two. The color red shows up several times, not referring to any of the same type of object. For example, looking for a red jacket for a dinner event.
Red stapler. Yeah. Borrowed. Never returned.
Hey, who else was with you on that expedition, Edward?
Oh, this might be one of those things I'm not supposed to say.
Okay, because I don't know if maybe the queen means Danielle. And if maybe there is in his mind, she also knows. When eyes open, chapters close, we'll find out who friends are and who are foes. So maybe Jeff and Danielle, or Danielle and someone. I don't know. So.
Well, Luke, wouldn't they know if like Danielle was around or not here or something like that? So
They?
The rest of my friends here?
Yes. Danielle is a very public figure.
Yes, one might call her a queen.
And her codename is Cardinal, which is like, that's like Pope royalty religion thing, or Bird. Who knows? Maybe we should get JF to help us out.
Aren't cardinals red?
Oh,
that was great. A very red bird.
Callum is just so hungover. This is just hurting his head more. I think we get Jeff in on this. I think we need to actually talk to Danielle.
Okay.
Edward.
Yeah.
Roll insight.
Okay.
With a +5.
Is that my modifier, or +5 on top of my normal modifier? Or?
Yes. Because you have eidetic memory.
Okay. I rolled a 10 on the dice. My insight is +8, and then another +5, so that would bring a total of 23.
After reading the poem, there's a few choice words that ring similar to something that you'd seen before.
Okay.
After your panels after you did your catchphrases.
Yeah.
You got a box of stuff from Gregory's will, and you recall a specific video that had some of those same words.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were playing chess.
I don't. Oh. Okay.
It was all about that red tie event.
We need to go.
The red tie affair.
And because it was a video file, if you guys want me to repeat it exactly or whatever.
Sure, let's do that.
I think I wrote it. Video file. The chess match shows Gregory and Andrea playing chess. Gregory says, "Do you ever feel like we're just pieces on a chessboard, just cogs in someone else's wheel?" A conversation ensues to suggest Danielle as the queen, and Danielle not wanting that kind of attention. Gregory as the white knight, and Andrea as the red bishop. Andrea checkmates Gregory with a rook.
Andrea.
Do you ever feel like we're pieces on a chessboard, just cogs in someone else's wheel? You must be the white king then. Check. Hell no. White knight to the rescue. What does that make you, red bishop, protecting your queen? Who's the queen, Danielle? Don't let her hear you call her that. You know she doesn't like to seem like the one with all the power. And besides, she wouldn't need me to protect her. Checkmate. You're worse than Jeff. I don't know why I even play. How about a sparring match, something a little more my speed? That's the quotes.
See, Jeff. Okay. Jeff knows what's up in the queen's head.
Okay.
So we have rook, knight, and queen, right?
Well, we don't know who the rook was, though, in the chess match, other than Andrea checkmates Gregory with a rook. But Gregory being the knight, and Andrea being a bishop, and Danielle being a queen.
Does the poem mention bishop? I don't see bishop.
Nope, just rook and knight.
Rook, knight, and queen.
You said you can trust the rook and the knight, so that would be Gregory as the knight, and then whoever the rook is.
I guess it says or, not and, but I guess it also could mean and. You could, you could trust either of those. So hopefully it's not mutually exclusive. Well then, okay. Do we want to deal with this, or do we want to go look at Sheep Guy? His farm, rather.
I'm getting the hint.
Yeah.
That the farm has nothing for us.
I'm starting to feel that way too. It just sounds like way more fun.
I mean, I understand where the dungeon master wants us to go, but the dungeon master needs to know. We have to figure out what's going on with these sheep.
We have to test those quantum signatures on those sheep to figure out if they're being created or if they're...
Side quest.
We now have the most interesting superpower we have ever encountered.
Sheep.
Did you guys watch Rick and Morty at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Okay. Well, in the last season, they had a bit where there was like this pet cemetery sort of thing, where you buried something and it came back to life. And so they wanted to test all the different ways, like, wait, what does this apply to? What if we bury someone halfway up? What if we, what does dead mean?
What about a dead battery?
Yeah, if you bury my phone that's dead, will the phone be fully charged when we dig it up? Like, how does this work? And so there's just like a quick little clip of them playing around with all these ideas. And I'm like thinking of Sheep Guy, like, there is so much I want to understand about this power. We need to do all kinds of experiments. Obviously, the fate of the world does not hang on Sheep Guy.
That's it.
At least that we know yet, yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to touch on with the two you've already visited? Or is it...
I still don't know who the rook is.
Yeah.
Well, I think the rook could be Jeff. Oh, or he's the king. I don't know.
Well, so wait. Hold on. They achieved checkmate with a rook? Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So is the person doing the checkmating Andrea then?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then who was the other person was saying they're the knight? Was that it?
Gregory said he's the knight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he called Andrea the bishop, protecting the queen.
Okay.
Danielle.
But, okay.
Yeah, the other weird thing too is like we never found like that one bomb, and we don't know who's behind all the stuff where Gregory died. I don't know if it would go that far as to like plotting his death or anything like that. But
if this shit goes to Andrea all the way to the top or Danielle, my God.
I honestly think that probably there's nothing that malicious going on, but maybe there's like maybe like a small organization of powered people looking to get out of Phi and do their own thing. Yeah.
Or overthrow it. Maybe they're like, I don't like the direction it's going. I want it to do this. Who knows? I say we take Jeff into Andrea's office and we interrogate her.
That sounds like a terrible idea. I don't know.
Callum whips out a flask and drinks eggnog.
Oh no. God damn it.
No one else has any ideas? This is Callum's idea. I feel like we need to like, hey, we've had this connection. We've had it come up. We need to know.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure I don't know what went down with Edward. So that's why I'm like, how important is this other than like, hey, you should read that poem again? And it's like, okay, but what are we opening up here? Because we were just investigating these disappearances, and now we're like all over the place with conspiracy theories today. So,
all right, well, like, what's our trust level in Jeff here? Like, I don't want to violate the dude's trust.
Well, he can read your mind.
Yeah, no, that just means if I tell you, he's gonna know.
Like, you forfeit trust to Jeff.
I say keep Jeff's trust because he's our team leader. If we can't trust in him, who can we trust in?
Okay.
If you can't trust the guy who's reading every thought, can't trust anybody.
That doesn't sound right, but okay.
Wait. I don't know. Does anyone else think that like addressing this concern with Jeff would be a good idea?
You know, I mean, we could all go talk to him.
Yeah, but where are you going to even begin? Like, what are you even asking?
Well, we tell him the poem, and then we tell him, hey, guess who met me where in the place we just were? And the tell him about the poem.
We've had some information come to light. Yeah, we've had a connection in our investigation. We think that Gregory's murder could have potentially been linked to this.
Luke, did we already tell Jeff about the poem?
I don't think so, actually.
Okay. So we could take the video, we could take the poem.
Yeah, I think you were cautious about it before.
Yeah, sit Jeff down and say, so look, here's these things that we've kind of just made this connection with here. Do you want to talk to us about what's going on? And you just had me go off on some strange thing. That's our pitch, and we see what Jeff does.
Sounds like that's what everybody wants to do. Let's do it. Don't know till you try.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we're trying to get out of this.
I don't know either, but it feels it feels a little silly to also ignore it and be like, well, we don't know what we want, so let's go look at sheep. But that doesn't make sense either.
I mean, all I can think of is the rook could be Hugh Gloop.
Ooh. The foundation.
You make an interesting case there. I hadn't considered
rook
that.
Rook is a castle, and sheep go into the castle.
Yeah. No, but the rook, my guess here is the rook could be Jeff, but, you know, the king could also be Jeff, or, I don't know, man, or that Dennis guy, who knows. So, looking at this poem, though, like, it alludes to maybe there's some greater fight that we can either fight in or kind of be... like, choose to fight or choose unseen, but to survive, beware the queen. She may seem the toughest of foes, but in his mind, she also knows that when eyes open and chapters close, we'll find out who friends and who are foes. So it's like, maybe there's a revolution there. And I don't know. I mean, if you want to, like, kickstart that, that's all I could see, like, why we would maybe... Obviously, the knight is dead. Sorry. Apparently, we need to... sync up with the rook. Otherwise, just don't open things that are red.
I think we need to not trust Cardinal. AKA Danielle. Because Cardinals are red.
Wait, what if Andrea's the rook?
See, I think she could be because she used the rook to do the checkmate.
Yeah, Andrea's the rook.
I don't know what Jeff is then.
We should go talk to Andrea about our good friend Greg. And we should maybe talk about it over some eggnog.
So, backstory that you guys would know. Andrea and Danielle are not quite, but almost best friends.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's right. Andrea is the Red Bishop. What am I doing?
They both got their powers basically like first and second, and they've been working together ever since. So they've been like colleagues for 40 years.
Yeah. She's the bishop in the scenario. So Gregory could be a rook, maybe. I mean, not Gregory. Sorry, Jeff. I don't know. Either that or someone else is a rook, and we just like missed it. I mean, I feel like Sunny's a pretty good rook, but that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Sunny is the rook.
Just feel like we can trust that guy.
He's binary. It's up, down, left, and right.
Anybody got any good ideas of how to figure out who the rook is? Let's see.
Well, we could talk to Gregory.
I think we should
not
go
Gregory,
talk to
Jeff. We could talk to Jeff.
It's either we go talk to Jeff or we go and talk to Hugh Gloop, because I think he's gonna know.
Hugh Gloop.
Except for he's missing.
Yeah.
Which is why we gotta find him.
Gotta go ask his sheep.
Yep, gotta go talk to sheep, I think.
It's an interesting idea.
Well, you guys could go talk to Gregory, and I could go to Hugh Gloop's farm.
Okay, Callum is gonna go talk to Gregory.
No. I'm gonna go talk to Gregory. Let's no, not Gregory, Jeffrey. God
damn. G names.
God
Jeff.
Damn.
It's Jeff with a G, by the way. I don't know if you guys.
Jeff with a G. All right, let's settle this affair. Let's go talk to Jeff.
Okay. What do you want to tell him?
Jeff, we have come across some news that we need your help with. So we think there could be a possible relation to the missing people and people here at Phi.
What connection have you made?
We feel that this videotape that Gregory left after his death gave some clues as to some code names, and these code names we've actually had come up before, and it just came to light that these might be connected.
I don't see the connection. What link do you have between?
So the story gets a little crazy. We went to Russia, right? In Russia, we met some crazy lady in prison who told us a poem, and in the poem,
I think it was a guy.
Was it a guy? Was it a lady?
I think it was a guy.
It was dark. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I didn't ask.
Actually, only you and Jade saw him, so you were one of the ones that spoke to them directly.
I've got a bad memory for these things. All right, the nog was very thick last night.
Jeff, do you ever just feel like we're pieces on a chessboard? Just cogs in someone else's wheel?
I'm a big fan of chess. I feel like that often.
So...
and pass it back to Callum.
So, the chess thing goes into, we think Andrea might have bad intentions for Phi.
You mean Danielle?
And we want you to get into her mind and verify.
You referring to Danielle?
Yeah.
Andrea. No, Andrea, right?
Andrea's Red Bishop, right?
Yeah.
Andrea's Red Bishop.
And Danielle's the Queen.
Right, they both are like teaming up.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. So Jeff, this is why we need you, because we're not really sure where these pieces come together, and we think that just having that verification that everyone's on the same page is going to be
Phi wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for them.
Yeah, but maybe it won't exist because of them.
Because of them.
Yeah, I don't know. There might be a reason there. Maybe it's not so bad, but maybe there's something starting up, a revolution or something different is on the horizon here. So
maybe someone's blackmailing them.
These ideas with you, because we think we can trust you and that you might be able to confirm some of this with your unique abilities.
You want me to look into Danielle?
Or Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
And we can supply the eggnog.
And what do we do if I find something? They run this company.
Yeah. I mean, that is to be told. I mean, if we find something and then whatever we do is based on that something, maybe it's not a bad thing. I don't know. But it might be.
We just think it's a clue that'll lead us to the next stage.
Now that you know this, Jeff, can you sleep without trying?
I'll definitely look into it. I don't want to be among people who might influence the world in a negative way. I joined Phi to, protect people.
We get a vibe check here on Jeff.
That's an insight check. How much insight you got? I got 7 insight.
I think I have 8.
Ooh.
I got
both
8.
do it. I'm gonna roll. You roll. Let's go.
Can we both do it, Luke?
Yeah.
All right. Rolling.
I got a total of 16. I mean 15. Total of 15.
I rolled a 15 on the dice, so that's a good start. I got a 23.
You got this.
You can tell that he's choosing his words carefully to avoid misspeaking.
Mm-hmm.
That there's maybe not full truths being spoken.
Oh, guys, we f***ed up. He's the king. We're dead. I'm gonna go take up residence at Hugh Gloop's farm.
Yeah. Jeff, is there anything you'd like to tell us?
About what?
Just what's on, we came in here and we told you all this, and I imagine it's a heavy thing on your mind, and there might be things, we shared with you things that we know or suspect or what have you.
Our honesty comes at a price, Jeff.
And
that's your honesty.
I mean, that's price is a strong word, but I don't think that's kind of an unreasonable point. You asked me to not tell my own team where I was a little bit ago, and I've kept that. Guys, do you know where I was? No, they don't.
No.
So, yeah.
Roll.
So,
God, never mind. Don't roll.
Yeah.
God, terrible rolls from Jeff. He says, I don't honestly think Danielle is capable of something like this. She's been at this for decades. For her to have done something like this, it's unthinkable. So, I mean, I will look into it, but
so
I really
about this.
don't think she's a part of it. I'm even of the opinion that I just straight up ask her. There's no need for subtlety.
I don't think you do that.
I'm agreeing with you, Jeff. I think that a direct approach is the best. We just have to take these things seriously and treat them with the respect they deserve.
Jeff, are you comfortable reading her mind without her permission?
I've worked with her for decades. I trust her.
I would you be willing to make an exception in this one instance?
I don't like to, but let me sleep on it. I'll get back to you.
Okay, one other quick thing. He
just goes to sleep right there.
Yeah, Zach, I don't suppose you'd have on your person a little GPS tracker or anything like that, right? Yeah. Okay, Jeff, here, take one of these. Keep it in your pocket, and if anything goes wrong, just click the button and turn it on.
Okay. I don't think you have to worry about me. Danielle, she's this whole company. She started everything. Like everything that we are today is because of her. There's no way that she could be a part of. I mean, I don't even know.
She may not be doing it willingly. She could be doing this against her will.
I mean, that's something to consider. So do we have any type of evidence to suggest that she's being controlled?
No, we don't even know what's even behind all of this. Like, we don't know if the disappearances are even related.
And what's the source of this? Like, where are you getting this from?
We tell them about the poem.
Yeah, we told you about the crazy guy in Russia that we met in prison that told us about the poem.
Yeah, or they gave us the poem. Yeah, and yeah, that would normally be a little thin, except for the first part of his poem prophecy came true, and
yes,
then and then the second part nothing came up until we watched that video of Gabe and Andrea playing chess and talking about the various pieces. So,
well, and technically there was that warning about the things of red, and that safe did blow up when I threw it out the window.
Yep, there was
it was red.
Yep. So the guy had some gift of foresight, and so here we are trying to figure out, what piece corresponds to what person, and
I'll take precautions. I'll keep this GPS on me for if anything goes wrong. I'll try to be subtle about all the process, and
don't approach Andrea alone.
Yeah. Danielle. Andrea is an old lady.
Porque no los dos.
Yeah. So he assures you he'll be careful, and he'll talk to you guys about it when he gets an opportunity to get some insight.
And if you think that Andrea's not walking around with some crazy plant toxins and poisons and you're crazy. That chick, she is like, she's the Black Widow. That's all I'm saying.
See that damn red bishop.
You know, the poet did warn us never to open things of red, and we opened the red tie things folder, and that's where we found that stuff. So, you know, we could just be digging ourselves our own hole. Can of worms said we could wind up noticed, caught, or dead.
And now we're gonna get noticed because we know the truth. We didn't keep it to ourselves.
I was wondering if you're gonna catch that.
Yeah. Well, I think that too many sessions passed, and we did not catch that. So we opened the red tie things folder.
I think the only reason, I feel like the listeners are gonna be like, "It's so obvious, man," because they heard it just like a minute ago, right?
Yeah. For us, what was the red tie thing again? I actually have forgotten what this.
It's called red tie things. Yeah.
The name of the folder that the file was in was Red Tie Fair.
Yeah. Name? Oh.
Actually, it was called Red Tie Things with regard to the Red Tie Affair.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to make it not too obvious that I was using that part of it. Yes. But yes, that is exactly what I was referencing.
And that was the poem was from a session back in May.
Yes. I 100% did not expect you to remember that. Which is why I was like, I need to like hint this because
the poem was May 1st, and then the red tie thing was when?
That was last session.
Oh, December. Yeah, okay.
A month ago.
Well, even then, it was 6 months from the session where we read the poem.
It was also like the arc where we were out in Russia and stuff, so we left it behind. We're like, okay, we got through that. That's done. You know,
yep.
But
I was
don't need to think about that poem ever again. We did it.
Exactly. I was like, okay. I was hoping someone would make the connection when I talked about chess pieces again, but like, oh, it's been long enough where they totally forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not like searching through the texts of the. I think it's a good place to call it, and then we can do next session at the sheep farm. Yeah, that's a perfect place to be.
Yeah, he might have just been a fad for like this episode. We might not care about him next time. We'll see.
No. Next session was entirely sheep.
This Luke, that if he wasn't planning on being a big character before,
he is now.
He's huge.
I'm gonna change my name to Sheep Love. So
there it is.
Cool. Oh, I didn't see so many angry birds, and that's a nice looking sheep. All right, I don't want to spoil it. The next session's gonna have a good surprise. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll call it there. And this concludes the first episode of the Impersonation arc, Empty Chairs. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time, the squad heads to Hugh Gloop's farm and investigates the other disappearances, and finds an adorable new companion. Find out what next time.